Hello there everyone, over here is Jacob speaking and now you are watching Whitesand Tries Building channel. And in today's very late episode, I should say, we are going to finally build something from Planet Zoo and something for the new animal that was added in the last DLC, the Zookeepers Animal Pack, and that will be the spectacled bear. And I really hope that I pronounced that correctly because sadly not always I know how to do that, especially if those special names for the animals, but usually I can get on with that. So give me get me wrong in the comments if they say that correctly. Okay, but coming back to the build. Today we are going to build something very interesting for our lovely Paddington bear, if you know, because you know the species of spectacled bear is coming originally, I think, from Peru, and that's the species of Paddington bear, very popular bear from the Great Britain. And also today's location is located in Great Britain, and this time there is a story about that build, and the story is about the conservation issue and how it changed throughout many years. Because also I have to say in front, because just before we start, this episode is late. I know that I made it really bad. This episode is late and it will be going out very late because somewhere probably in the night, if I say that correctly. But still, I'm really sorry for that. But I had a really busy 2 weeks recently. I didn't have time so much to play, record, and then make the video that will be very nice to watch for you, that will be pleasing. But still, we have this video. That was prepared in hurry, so we have a lot of those cuts that are happening in this video. There's a lot of them. I'm so sorry for them, but I cannot do that in other way. But still, we have this video, and also I think after doing that, because that's I think the longest video that was taken, the live build that I filmed. I was like, yeah, that's a very big amount of time that I think that I have to schedule my episodes, especially that ones from Planet Zoo, and also do it more watchable because this video is about 30 minutes long and I would like to do shorter videos on my channel. So in the future I think I have to make some, I don't know, a script or something, a list of things that I do, that I have to do at that thing because I'm jumping from one thing to another. It also could be compiled in other games just for, I think, how it was, performances. Just for better performance on my channel. And yeah, so we speak about why this video is so late, which I again so sorry about that, and what's the inspiration, because that's probably why are you here. I was looking actually not very long for the inspiration because I wanted to build something for the animal from the new pack, because I'm really late with that, and also I would like to build for the spectacled bear. Spectacle? Yes, I think that was spectacled bear, because if I get known that that's the bear, that's the Paddington bear, I decided, yeah, that's a very good sign that I have to do something like that. And looking around throughout the internet through the bear habitat, I found the Bärenpark in Switzerland, which is just next to their supposed capital. Capital, I mean the city of Bern. That's, I think, also after a very quick research, I get to know that's one of the cities from the UNESCO, maybe the only one, I can't remember right now. And they have this really interesting habitat for their bears. And why is so interesting? Because it's just the pit in the ground. You can just go through the city, go to that very special point, and there are bears running in those little pit that I would just build. That I would just build it. That now I'm building the center point of this exhibit that is also located there. And also I was a little bit furious because I don't like very tight enclosures, especially for the carnivores, and also, the most importantly, for the big carnivores, just like bears or polar bears, all kinds of big, all kinds of big animals, especially mammals. And I was a little bit furious why in the capital city, supposed capital of that, I think Switzerland is a very nice country, I think, very rich. There is an exhibit like that. And after a quick research, I get know that I think that was in 60s. So get know of that because I can always say something wrong. Somewhere in 60s or 90s, they expanded the habitat. So they have the underground road so they can go to this area where they have even more space. And if I get know about that, I decided, yeah, that's a good idea for my first ever video of Planet Zoo on this channel. First ever video, I was thinking first that it will be about Wisons, because of course, but there was this DLC coming out and also this little fact about Paddington, so yeah, I decided that I will go with that one, especially after finding this really nice inspiration for the habitat, which is not very detailed. So I have to also say very sorry about that, but still, I was running really late on time and there was nothing time to build and montage, especially because I had a really long video, because I think there is over 3 hours of building footage in here. And yeah, I didn't have time because I really wanted to do this video to come out on Monday, because last time there was no video and this time it will be really late, so that's how the life is going for me right now. I really hope that after I schedule everything, videos should be again anytime on Monday at 11 AM and everybody will be happy about it, especially me, because I really like schedule things. But till this time, not on my YouTube channel, because the channel for me is just a hobby. The hobby which I really like, but still a hobby. I still got my life, I still have to do some things before the YouTube, but yeah, I think the videos should be every week on Monday, that everything will be scheduled, everything. Okay, and over here, I built this little pen because I really would like to see if it is big enough for our bears. That you should do always on the start, that's one of my mistakes. Because at the end it turned out that for 2 bears, just like the Zoopedia says, they will be happy only in pair. That's, I think, a kind of decent enclosure, especially in this really old habitat. But still, I really want to do that other habitat, so that is coming in a few minutes actually. I don't know how many, but still, it's coming. And now you can see I'm decorating the habitat with those little pebbles that was made by these really tall structures. What I'm even talking about? These really long pieces of rock. That is looking really interesting, and now I'm adding some buffalo grass, actually one of the best pieces in the game, best foliage pieces in the game, and later then adding even more shrubbery to this habitat. We are going to start building another one. And speaking of that, what's the history of this habitat overall? Because the history is that somewhere in, I think, 19th century, a British lord somewhere in the countryside built this beautiful castle just at the border of his mansion. There was this little castle, and then it was rebuilt to be this little pit that the brown bear was kept in there. And after a very long time, also the bears captivated in this habitat changed. Now there was a spectacle bear, but somewhere in the beginning of the 21st century, the nephew or someone from the family later on throughout the years inherited this exhibit and decided that it's too small for the bears and build this underground route, throw some money into that habitat, obviously build some underground route and build this bigger habitat that is set down just next to it by the lake, so everyone still can afford the bears, and the bears itself had even more space to root in. So there is this old European, I think, somewhere, because I used the European bridge pieces that came really handy in this build, because I would like to build something that was classical and European that looks really nice. More decals could be really good, but just like I said, I had really small amount of time this time, sadly. And yeah, that's how the idea, that's how the evolution of habitats around the planet, especially I think in the northern parts of our planets, I think especially Europe and North America. And this idea of renewing a habitat was made by from the channels like I think Rudy Renkamel is now doing the Venlo Zoo, and also in the past I remember ZSH Place used this idea to build exhibit for the raccoons in San Bernardino Zoo and also many other habitats because yeah, I was looking. I really recommend this channel, by the way, ZSH Place. I think you should recognize him from San Bernardino Zoo, Tecton Zoo, etc. I really like this guy. His builds are impressive, actually, and also the video shadow and the how it was, how the videos are made is for me really incredible. And yeah, I really like that. Also, you can see me going back to the build. You can see me doing this little trick. Oh, there is a little freeze for a minute with this shrubbery that's supposed to be on the ground, but still, I found somewhere in the internet. I sadly can't remember now that using it in that way, it is a very good overground. It has a very, it has beautiful it has beautiful this green color, and yeah, it's really nice actually. And yeah, you using it like that, you can use it as the overground. And now I can see that I'm playing around with this barrier and playing around with the terrain, which is one of my, I think, favorite things in Planet Zoo, just next to playing around with paths in this game, which for me as a new player actually, because I'm not very skilled at this point, I really prefer Jurassic World Evolution 2 because it's much simpler and because I was playing it uh, much longer actually, and Prehistoric Kingdom maybe because the game is still in development and there is no many pieces in there. But still, by the way, it's Monday, 28th of October, and new update 12 is coming to Planet Zoo, and of course we are having the planet to Prehistory Kingdom, and we have video from Planet Zoo. And another thing that why I have to schedule my videos actually to avoid some things like that. Everything will be nice and clean. And yeah, today I think is video from Planet Zoo, and in next week, I don't even know, probably Jurassic World Evolution 2, Prehistoric Kingdom, Planet Zoo, everything should be scheduled. What is going on in the future week? I don't even know. I don't even know. I have to check that. I have to rethink that, find some inspiration. You will be notified if the next episode will be applied on YouTube. But again, I run away from my build. Now I'm building. Yeah, I cut that part because I was playing around with the path, so you can see over here that I know where the mode is going to be because I really would like to build the mode. So the guests will be adoring our beautiful birds, but from safe distance, which is very important in such zoos, especially the carnivores, just like birds. And yeah, there was a lot of fun because I don't know so much about the mechanics of the fences that animals are in. I thought that they will be just in, because I really wanted to move them. They were in the boxes. I thought that they would just fly away, but for some reason they flown to the entrance that was not covered from with this area. So I had a little bit of trouble. You can see this red notification that was driving me mad during the build. And yeah, I learned a lot actually from this build, and also I made a really, I think the thing that I really should avoid in the past because, or I want to avoid in the past because half of this exhibit is not accessible for the guest, or it's not accessible in comfortable way because fighting with paths, with the terrain, with all of those builds, and the amount of time that I had on my hands was just overwhelming this time. And yeah, some of these will be, especially these stairs over there, you can see them. But some of the things were just overwhelming this time for me. I couldn't find time. I couldn't find any force in myself, in me, so I can finish that and so everything will be nice and clean. So again, shadow videos, plan everything, so everything will be by the plan. Okay, but now I am working with this little rock formation. I was, I think that in one of my Prehistoric Kingdom episodes, I said something about that I cannot wait to do something Planet Zoo, and I was right because I really love rocks in this game. They are not resizable, sadly, but still, they are really nice, and if you can play around with them, I'm not a master of that, I'm just a beginner, but still, once I have in my private builds, I have some really nice rock work, and sadly, I didn't have time to implement that everything nicely in here, but I done my best, and now you can see that there is no alerts. Bears are actually over here, and this ground that is coming into the habitat is because I put some paths in, so our guests can just walk in and look into the bears, into the exhibit, and now I'm covering that up. You can see this concrete path, and because I think for me, for now, playing around with paths in this game is really tedious. I don't like it so much, but still, it is necessary because if there is no path, guests won't come anywhere and the park will collapse. But fortunately, we are in Sandbox, so we don't need that. We can just go around with it, just build what we would like. But still, if you play franchise, challenge, or career mode, yeah, that was career mode. Uh, you should play around with paths and also learn how to use them properly so everything looks nice and clean. Or if you just play fast, no, so you don't think, you just place the path, okay? So the build was going on. Now I covered this faux rock because I really would like to use the faux rock, but then I looked at this from the distance. I was like, that part is in faux rock, that part is with natural rock. That won't make it. So I built this with everything with these natural rocks. I thought, okay, fine, that will make it, and that made it. I think it is really nice. Yeah, I'm really proud about this project still, because maybe it's in hurry, maybe it's not perfect, it's not polished so much, but still I really nice because that's my first ever video of Planet Zoo on my channel actually, and yeah, I'm really happy about that, even about all of those mistakes probably. Oh yeah, let's call them mistakes. Let's call them mistakes. I really like this video. I think it turned out really well from the amount of time that I had on my hand. But get me know in the comments, by the way, because I really like reading comments. I get just a few because channel is starting, not many people are commenting, but still, I really open to your advices. I really open to your critics. That is constructive critics, but still, I really open for that. I really like reading or listening or just keeping in mind that someone is just stopped by and made me it just told me about an interesting fact or something that I can change or something that is really nice and it will be really good to put that in another video, something like that. So get really in the comments, but in polite way. Remember, write everything, but in polite way. Okay, but now you can see also the results of my lack of time. I put those European bridge stairs, and there is also another thing why I fell in love with those European pieces, especially the bridge, because they were big, they were fulfilling my needs at that point, and it were actually, mm, I don't know the word actually for now. They fitted in very nicely. I really like them. I appreciate, especially with those very big blocks for this support actually for the bridge because they made everything look nice, clean, and built quickly, which was very important for me this time. And yeah, you can see that over time I was placing these patches of bricks so everything looks nice, old, and European because some bricks are very reminding me of European cities. Also over here using this trick to make the sign 3D. Again, that trick was made from ZSH Place from the channel. That now I think he's building Bellemont Zoo. Yes, that was I think Bellemont Zoo. That I also really recommend. A lot of interesting things to learn from Planet Zoo because he is a very talented builder actually on the YouTube. So I again really recommend that channel. But okay, coming back because I was just now going around what to do, and now I'm going to build the newer part of the exhibit. Now will be this green modern part that is going to be in here. And yeah, everything is covered up. Later on, I will add little bird that will be earn some money for new inhabitants of the habitat, and will be a reminder of, I think, not very gentle past of animal captivity in in zoos or something else like that, in the habitats of the past. Let's call them like that. And okay, now I'm building this this little wall to prevent people from falling into the river. Also, I was looking around the photos of Bern from that perspective. I really recommend to look, just write in Google Bärenpark, Bern, and everything will, and go to photos, and that place is wonderful because you can see this classical bear habitat. Somewhere is, I think, also Albert Einstein monument, but still. And also there is this beautiful view of panorama of the city, which is breathtaking for me, just from the photos. I really, I really wonder how it is looking for real. Still, yeah, that's really nice. And that's the place where we have this video finally. That was the inspiration and one of my favorites actually throughout this time when I'm building the channel and I'm building in those games overall. And okay, now I'm going to build something built around this habitat for the birds. And over here you can see that everything covered with water and food will be in this habitat, mostly because the keeper is not able to access this part of habitat of this older part because there is no path finding of the keeper is not doing well in this little corridor. So everything that is food, I think I say the enrichment items and also food and drink should be in that part of habitat that is for the keeper. Other toys could be in the other part so the birds have something to go for in this habitat. So they have their reasons to go there. And also cleaning up the habitat, it is made by magic. It's made by magic, just the keeper have to go and clean some poops and then he can go out. And that's the point, that's the trick. Over here I'm again building these little pebbles. I think that one day I have to just sit down, find some goods from the workshop and or just got inspired and build ones myself because that's really nice for the habitat. It brings it to life so much. I love that. I love that idea, but I really have to one day sit down and do some prefabs of rocks, of foliage, maybe not foliage, but prefabs of rocks. And I think you also should do that because rocks in this game are beautiful. I should say, I think I really adore them, and and yeah, but one rock for big habitat, it's not very good idea, and those prefabs could make everything much quicker and easier and looking even more natural. Again, using this beautiful buffalo grass, my favorite foliage in this game, I think, because this grass is have so much life in it. Because if you just put this normal long grass from the game, it's just I don't know why, but for me it looks maybe cheap. Maybe cheap is the wrong word, but you know what I'm talking about. It looks not well. Actually, okay, it is not well. Just placing down some of the buffalo grass is everything. It makes everything looking even nicer. I think if you bought Zookeepers Animal Pack and you load it in, if you load it into the zoo frontier, you can know what I mean because that Frontier prepared for the career. That I really also recommend because that level of career is really nice. I fell in love with them because it was actually the first star to earn the bronze one. I think that's how the way you say that in English was. I think it wasn't very pleasing to earn it, but other parts were actually really nice, and especially with this beautiful zoo that everything is so lush, everything's so color. Also with these new beautiful animals, actually. Also, if you would like to write a comment under this video, let me know what's your favorite animal from this pack. But in my opinion, my favorite animal would be maybe I don't know, maybe it was. Oh my God, it was. Oh my God, I have forgotten because in Polish, that's animal is called manul, but how it was in English? Wait, let me check because it was something in front of that and then something else. Yes, I'm doing that unprepared. Well, how it was now? Also, by the way, while I'm checking, because you probably know at this point what I'm even talking about. Now I'm going to build this little statue for the birds, for this little bear statue. So that will be the reminder of the past, and also you can throw everything you would like in, so the birds have something to buy food with. And yeah, I think that's very nice touch. Later on, I'm going to add some planters, some big planters, so not everything is so bare. There is no just this plain. There is not just this plain field. Oh, okay, that now I'm starting to do that. Yeah, okay, I found that's Palace Cat. That's Palace Cat in Polish manual. So we learned some Polish again. You're welcome if you really would like to learn that language, which is not very. For some it could be difficult. For some it could be really nice, but still I think, yeah, if you would like, I really appreciate that. Congrats for you, my brother. And again, okay, so my favorite animal is Palace Cat. I built this little planter in this part where everything is made nice clean because it's modern. And now I'm going to build planters for the area, the older area. Now I'm using this again European bridge pieces. Later on I use these little ones because it was better for curves. Now I'm playing around with them, deleting the mud pillar, which is really nice. I didn't understand that before, but it's really helpful every time. And I made these planters because it was actually really empty on this place. It was very big, there was no inside, and adding those really made it look even better. And now I can see that the speed build is going to an end, and now I'm going to hand over you to the very quick tour part, and then to the cinematic. So for now, bye bye. Okay, it's me again, and we are starting this very quick tour with the beautiful cinematic road tool in Planet Zoo. And we have beautiful view of the old habitat that is already overgrown because it was roamed by birds for a very long time. Also from the time of 19th century, of course. Also there is this, because we are at the border of the very old fields of British Baron, Lord, or anything what you like to call that person. We have this beautiful view of his fields, and now we can see we have a look into the habitat of the new version part of the habitat. We can say hello to our bird, the reminder of the past, throw him some money so his new friends have something to eat. And yeah, I think that even though I had very little time on my hands, this habitat, especially the second one, turned out really well. I also added this little fence part because my friend said that there is the way for the birds to go out, so I have to do something with that. And yeah, that's the entire build for our bath. So I hope you enjoyed the entire video and stick around for the cinematics. I hope you had a very nice evening and see you next time. Bye bye.